Hello everyone, welcome to episode 1 of Let's Play Rogue Legacy. I should say before we get started here that for some reason I use OBS to record, and for some reason on this game it's just kind of skipping with the recording a little bit. Nothing too major, but it is happening. I can see it on the side of the screen here. It's only running at like 20 some FPS for some reason. This is the first game it's ever done that in. I'm probably going to look into why that's doing that. So if you notice any kind of like lagginess, that's most likely the recording, not the game. This is a game that I've been looking forward to for quite some time. I tried to stream and put up a VOD of the demo that was out, which unfortunately I was unable to do because my internet kept dropping and making the stream cut into pieces. So instead I waited for the full version. That's what we have now. And we're just going to play through this for a while. This is going to be a little bit different than the Isaac Let's Play in the sense that obviously I haven't played through this whole game yet, so I'm not familiar with everything. And more importantly, if you don't know about this game, it's been called by the developers a roguelite. And I think that's a pretty good way to put it. Essentially, instead of having everything lost when you die, there's a persistent system where you can upgrade your character with gold to have better equipment, better stats, to unlock different things in your manner to help you out. So things are so there's definitely a case of you're going to need to get those advancements to end up getting through the game. So I am going to have times where I'm going to kind of need to grind if I can't keep up with an area I'm in. When those come up, we are going to jump into, or I'm going to play off camera, in part just because I want to play this game more than I'm able to record it, but in part also because I don't know if it would really make the most interesting streams just watching me fight and die for a while to get gold. So instead I'm going to occasionally play off screen to get gold as necessary, and then post videos anytime I'm playing for progression. Even if I die that way, it's going to be more reasonable, I think, than just putting all the grinding up as well. This is the tutorial section, obviously. We're going to attack the king here, and that's going to kick us to our main menu. So we can go ahead and hit enter to start our legacy. Now right now you can't really tell the unique parts of this game just yet. We can't hit this training dummy and its name changes each time. That tickled. The pain! Oh god! The pain! Do you even lift? Why you do this? It hurts so much! Do you even lift? Blarg! The pain! That tickled. Stop hitting me. Weak. Okay, enough of that. But yes, this is our basic gameplay. There is more stuff to be talked about after we die as this character. For right now, we're just going to enter into the castle and see what all we can do. We got these little teleporter pads here, which you can jump between any teleporters that you've found in your current run. This door presumably leads to like the final area. When you play the demo, this first section over here on the top left actually lights up when you beat the first boss. So that's something that you want to look out for. Journal entry number 1. Treason! An assassin has wounded my father, the king. To bring order back to the kingdom, he has sent my siblings and I on a quest to save him. Together we will venture into the cursed woods and enter Castle Hamson. This cursed castle has stood on the edge of the woods since time immemorial, but rumors say that within it dwells an item which will cure any ailment. Tonight I will get a head start over my brothers and sisters, and set forth on my quest while they lay asleep. To fail this quest would be an embarrassment to my name. So that sets up a little bit of the backstory. You're going to find a lot of those journals as you play through, each of which give you a little bit more of the story. So obviously up here in the top left we have our level, which is how many upgrades we've bought in our manor. We've got our health, which is the green bar, our mana, which is the blue bar. We got our gold coins, and then our currently equipped spell. And you'll also occasionally get different items from certain areas that will put something into that second box. We'll explain those when we get to them, though. For now, this is our current spell. It's a dagger that we throw. These paintings, if they're wobbling like that, they're enemies that are hiding out as paintings. If they're standing still, they're just regular paintings. So in the early game, before we've really had a chance to play through much, our main goal is going to be mostly trying to collect as much gold as possible to start upgrading our manor. So that's going to be our focus of this episode, to start getting some of the basic upgrades of the manor. I just took some stupid damage, and almost did it again. I'm going to wait for this guy to fire, and then kill him. This game has some pretty, this game is very good so from what I've played of the demo so far. Obviously I can't speak for the full version entirely. Oops. Oh dear lord, there are a lot of bullets. There we go. Now we've simplified the room a lot. But yes, this is a game that, as mentioned, it's gonna get, you're gonna get levels up as you go through. Now, from what I understand, the enemies do scale with you, so you're never gonna be completely overpowered for an area. So we found our first other teleporter pad that we can go to. I know that originally I was hearing that the plan was, whoa, I have found a new area already. Apparently you do not have to go through each area and beat each boss before you can move on, because this is new. So, do I really want to be here right now? Sure, why not? That ended us quickly. But, on the other hand, now we can talk about some of the other unique factors of this game. So we'll press enter to move on. Now we get to choose our heir, which is one of the big, things that sets this game apart in my opinion. So we've got 3 different characters we can choose here from, heirs, which you can name yourselves in a text file in the game folder if you desire. Each one is going to have a different spell. You're going to have different classes you can choose from. Right now we got 2 barbarians and a knight, and each one is going to have its own traits. Some might have no traits, but some are going to have different ones. This one has stereo blind, can't see in 3D, and EDS. You are very flexible. That's a new one that wasn't in the demo. Here we've got Tourette's and ADHD, where you move faster. And here we have baldness and PAD, which is no foot pulse. I'm not sure what that actually means. So we're first going to, I want to see what this EDS does for us. So we're going to jump in as this barbarian. Each of the different classes has their own abilities. Okay, hold on that for 1 second actually. Now we're in the manor, where we are able to upgrade our abilities. The first thing we can buy is the blacksmith, and that's going to unlock. The blacksmith can build the finest equipment in the world, turning you into a veritably virtuous, violent villain vaporizer. That was a very alliterative sentence. Gathering blueprints will give him an even wider array of assorted armaments for your armory. And again, with the alliteration. Good job. Okay, so the next things we can update here are our mana and our health. We're going to go with health first. We don't have enough gold to upgrade that again, but we now have the option to upgrade our knight, which makes him a paladin. Pretty much that means that he's going to get a class-specific ability. In this case, it is our shield, which blocks damage in return for mana. Up here we're going to have our equipment rate, which is important as you get further in the game and get more equipment. But for now, that's about all we need to worry about there. Let's talk to this blacksmith. Welcome, hero. Maybe you can help me. I used to be the greatest blacksmith in all the lands, but one day the monsters of this castle attacked my smithy and stole all my blueprints. Without these blueprints, I can only make cutlery and stuff. Please, bring back any blueprints you find, and I can build the most amazing equipment ever. Ever. At a price, of course. Because, of course, why would he help you out when you're helping him out? So we're not going to be able to afford anything at the moment. I don't know if you noticed there when we turn, but the effect of stereo blind here is when you turn, you kind of become invisible. and then just kind of flip to the other direction, kind of showing off that you can see in 3D. So this guy here, Sharon, is going to stand at the entrance of the castle before each new run. Essentially, this is a way to take away your money before the run, so you start completely fresh in terms of that, in terms of gold. There is, whoops, I hit the wrong button there. Confirm. So once you pay him your gold, you're allowed in. If I remember, whoop, we just had a random crash. That was unexpected, but let's get that restarted here real quick. Give me a second. So that was probably not the best thing to have happen during this video, but at the same time, we can just jump right back in here. So this guy is going to be kind of the way that they reclaim your gold. Confirm. So once you pay him, you're allowed into the castle, which is going to randomize each time you enter it. That's the roguelike element of it. The volume has gone back up when it restarted, which I already had turned down, so I apologize, but give me a second here. We don't want it quite that low, right about there. And that should be good. There we go. So yeah, you can get a skill later which allows you to negotiate and keep some of your gold. But in general, you're going to be, especially in the early game when you're just starting out. Oop, I did not remember that guy could shoot through walls. Especially in the early game when you're going to be starting out, you're going to have to give him all your gold each time you start a run. Which of course makes it take a little bit longer to progress, makes it a little bit more viable to have you play through more times to get the feel of things before items are expensive. Obviously, as you get farther in the game and you get more upgrades, they're going to become more expensive for you. And so you're going to need the more gold that you can have by way of keeping some of it to afford anything. But for the early game, that's not really important. Oops. These early runs probably won't be too long in general. From my experience with the demo, it seems like you do have to play through a few times to get yourself stronger in order to start doing really effectively. But with the experience I have with the enemy types, I can probably get by a little bit better than I could otherwise. Still not sure what this extremely flexible trait is. There we go. And this guy we're going to want to just run up to and slice. So you can upgrade a lot of stats as you go through. Your attack damage, your health, your, I think, or I know every class has an upgrade that you can unlock, which gives them the class-specific ability we got for the knight in this past upgrading session. Obviously different for each class. I should specify not the exact same ability for all of them. But you're going to get whatever the class-specific ability is. There are a few classes to unlock at least. As well as there's a guy who allows you to lock the castle down, making it so that it doesn't randomize when you die. But he charges you half your gold in order to do so. So it's a hefty price if you don't want to deal with a new layout, but it does allow you to, if you already know where all the bosses are, just kind of find your way around easier. Even use teleporters that you found to get through it. So now we don't want to go on those spikes and get that. This guy is a Doom boss. He's a fake painting, so we're going to try to kill him. As you can see, that thing took 2 hits on the first run through. Now that we've leveled up a couple times, it took 3 hits. We just got knocked onto the spikes, which did give us a coin. Oops. And then we're going to open this chest, which gives us lots of gold. That's going to make our next upgrading much better. There are various hidden walls and stuff. A lot of them are made for characters with the dwarfism trait, which is actually a trait that has a lot of advantages. Probably my favorite that I've seen in the games thus far. And we're taking a ludicrous amount of damage. Not to be confused with the rapper, I'm talking about insane. Ludicrous has now suddenly started playing this game as the AI and trying to kill me. Although that would be pretty cool. Like if somebody made a game where literally the AI was some famous rapper just kind of taking over the computer and playing the game, that'd be kind of cool. So our next guy, Sir Gouda, has been killed. We did do a lot better in that run, although he died pretty quick as well. So here we got our next 3 heirs to choose from. Lady Sonia the Barbarian, who is a savant. You're very talented with a few issues. I'm not sure what that does. This guy's got gigantism, which means he's huge, and he doesn't get knocked back due to his endomorph ability, his trait. This one has hypergonadism, which makes you knock back enemies more, and dementia, which makes you insane. You know, I'm not usually a fan of the mage class. Each of these have different abilities, but I'm not usually a huge fan of the mage class, but I want to see what dementia does. We're going to upgrade equip load once, because that's going to give us more of the mana to unlock. And then we're going to unlock the enchantress. A lot of this early strategy is based on the enchantress can empower your body with magical runes, making you better, stronger, faster, jumpier. Find runes to increase her repertoire of body-modifying talents. Her crystal ball is just for show. So we're going to run in and check with her real quick, see if I can afford anything. Smithy has a new sword, which we could buy if we wanted to for $250, which would give us plus 7 damage. Generally speaking, equipment is the quickest type of stat upgrades. Not necessarily the most long-term one, but the quickest one for kind of burst upgrades. And then we got the enchantress over here, who... Hello, hero. Could I borrow your car for a moment? Sorry. I'm in need of your help. Could I borrow your car for a moment? I used to be a very powerful enchantress, but one day the monsters of this castle invaded my dreams and stole my knowledge. They encased that knowledge in runes, and without those runes, I suck at my job. Please, hero, if you find any runes, bring them back to me, and then I'll sell it back to you at a profit. Oh, thanks. So there are a lot more runes in this full version than there were in the demo. We are going to unlock the vault rune here. That's going to give us a double jump. That's kind of why I came out here before spending any more money. I wanted to see if that was available in this version as well. So certain things are going to upgrade your castle further. That's why we went with weight increase instead of health, because that was going to open up a new segment of the castle. We might as well unlock the architect here as well. This is going to be the guy who can lock down the castle for you. The architect can lock a castle down and prevent it from changing. Like the layout of a castle, lock it down. Just make sure you can afford his fees. And then we can upgrade our barbarian over here, our attack damage down there, magic damage down here, and mage up here. So as you see, all those things have a very large amount of upgrade points that can be assigned to them. So you can definitely spend a lot of time upgrading your character. Greetings, boy! Want to know a cool fact? I'm crazy! This lever here, with a simple pull, I can prevent the castle from changing. This way you can go through exactly what your ancestors went through. Impressed? You should be. How did I build this fantastic contraption? With science, of course, and magic. Mostly magic. But my skills aren't free. If I lock this castle, I will take 70% of all the gold you earn. So that's actually gone up since what it was in the demo. It was 50% before. Give Sharon all your money and enter the castle. Yes, we can't afford anything else, so we might as well. And we're back here again. I'm not sure exactly how long I'm going to try to keep these episodes. I don't want them to get too long, but I don't want them to be too short either. So we're going to see how we go. So far, I'm not sure what the madness trait is doing. I do know that Our Lady has a beard. That's kind of a random one. Maybe that's an effect of the hypergonadism. So we're going to attack this Charite, which kind of looks like Ghastly from Pokemon. I don't know if you noticed that, but once you see it, you can't unsee it. So if you didn't notice it before, here you go. So now we got this double jump, our evasive abilities are a little bit better, although I just walked right into that crystal ball. Oh man, this is getting hectic real quick. We need to take out a couple of these guys. And we can take out this last one, like that. Obviously you want to destroy everything you can. I'm a mage, so I should be using magic more, by the way. Although I'm not really yet. But you do want to destroy everything you see, because it's going to give you a better chance to get gold to upgrade with. Now if you notice here, on this wall down here, there's a little spot that's darker gray than everything else. And if you look on this map, this room is a lot bigger than we can see. But you can notice the little edge of the passage over there on the left. If we were a character with dwarfism, we could get over there, and that green marker on the mini-map indicates a fairy chest which contains runes. I believe only runes, but possibly something else. So we could get to that, and if we were a dwarf, and get an item from it. Journal entry number 2. Although I am the eldest child, I am not my father's favorite. I have always known he planned to leave me with nothing. But if I find the cure, everything will change. The victor will earn nothing less than the throne upon his passing. Upon my ascension, my wife and my children shall move back into the royal quarters, back to the royal city, where we once again will be treated with the respect we deserve. No longer will we stand for the gossip and petty slander of my cousins. The other dukes shall bow as we pass, but I am getting ahead of myself. I must keep my priorities clear. Conquer the castle, find the cure, collect my reward. I'm probably going to try to read all those. So here we have an objective to defeat all enemies. In order to get this fairy chest. Most of the fairy chests are going to have an objective like that. It's actually kind of uncommon to have one that you just need to be a certain character type for. But I'm also not sure, there must be a rune or a spell or something that could reach over there. Because right now we have no way to attack those enemies, and I don't see any secret walls that we could go through anyway. So we're just going to move on from that, unfortunately. We're going to kill Ghastly here. And this eyeball. Oh, that was close. Avoided damage like a boss. Get some gold out of the matter. Get some more gold. I don't know why I hit that painting. I knew it wasn't shaking, so I knew it wasn't an enemy, but... You know, sometimes in games like this, you start to get paranoid about things. We're going to find another chest full of gold. That is one more negative of locking the castle down. Although, I don't know what the point of that room is. Like, this is just a troll room. But locking down the castle on top of taking away a lot of your gold earned is also going to leave you with all the chests that you unlocked previously still unlocked, if I recall. So say I were to lock the castle down for the next run, not only would I get less gold, but if I went back to that oops. But if I went back to that sorry, got kind of intense there for a moment. Oh, we died. If I went back to that chest after locking it down, it would already be open. Which, of course, means that we aren't going to re-get the gold from it, which means that we're going to have a little bit of a disadvantage. So we can take Sir Maze with Gigantism and IBS with Quantum Translocator, drops and teleports to your shadow. I'm not really sure what that means. I haven't seen that spell before. ADHD on the Barbarian down here. And on the Sir Taco the Mage we have Mem. You remember things with extreme clarity. So as much as I want to try out this spell, I'm also curious what this effect means. So we're going to take a look at this character. You know what, first things first, we're going to go to our blacksmith here. We're going to buy the Squire sword, as well as the Squire helm. which is going to use up almost all our money, so that's about it for what we can do here. It does seem like we're moving faster. Give Sharon all your money and enter the castle. Yes, sir. I think this will be our last run of this video. That'll put us around a half an hour. I think that's probably a good length to try to keep them. This first journal here, by the way, is going to stay the same every run. Just 1 second to take a drink. So, of course, the other benefit of equipment, which is not really as mentioned, is the fact that by way of... Oh, that's what it is. I can actually see the enemies on the mini-map. That's kind of useful, actually. We have a chest up here that we want to go to. Got a lot of gold. Pick that one up from there. So yeah, with equipment, the equipment doesn't count as a level, so your enemies aren't going to scale with your equipment gains. So obviously not only are they quick stat boosts, but they're ones that are going to be without the effect of worrying about your stats and your enemies increasing in difficulty. Whether you think that's a great idea or a horrible idea depends on your perspective. Oops, I just messed up horribly. But yeah, that depends on your perspective if you like that or not. But so here we have Lady Blair the Paladin, who is stereo blind and gay. We've got Lady Sonia the Knave, and we got Sir Jarvan the Giant Mage. You know what, we haven't played as a Mave yet. As a Knave, not a Mave. A Mave? A Mage Knave? Telephobia achievement unlocked. Not sure what that is, actually. But what was I saying? You know, we might as well unlock and upgrade our mana. We can't really do anything else with that gold. Oh yeah, the Mave, the Mage Knave. Common critical strikes with magic, I guess? But yeah, the Knave is going to have higher critical hit chance. So you're going to have a higher chance of doing an above average attack, but you're going to start with lower stats. If I pull up, when you pause you can see your level, the enemy of other levels, as well as different information about your character. And when you hit shift you pull up your character card, which has your health, your mana, everything. What equipment you have, your chances of crits, as well as the different effects of your character type. So here we have low HP, MP, and strength, where we get plus 15% crit chance and plus 125% crit damage. So obviously this is going to make, so obviously the roles of your character are going to play an important part in your selection, as are the traits that they have, which are obviously going to affect how you play. Whoops. Want that. So it's always something to remember in this game when you're in between lives, that you can kind of change your playstyle drastically each time you run through just by picking different characters with different traits. From what I understand from a review with from an interview with the developer that I've seen before, that was intentional as a way to kind of make up for the feeling in RPGs when you create a character and then you're unable to... Oh! And then you're unable to... We might die in this room now. Nope, we made it. But yeah, that kind of makes up for the feeling when you're playing an RPG and you select a character class early on, and then you're stuck with it for the remainder of the game. We don't want to go there yet. We saw how that worked out last time. So we're going to stay out of the Maya so far. So yeah, it's kind of a way to compensate you and allow you to switch up your playstyle as you see fit. Since this does have very RPG-like elements, instead of just assigning a certain character type at the early part of the game, you're able to... Whoa, this is a very, very intense room. you're able to switch things up as you go, which is a nice little thing to have. That was a quick run, but we are going to call it there for this video. Muscle weakening, you have weak limbs, enemies won't get knocked back. Savant and IBS, which means that we have farts when we jump. And this one once again has that EDS, I'm not sure what it does, and Tourette's, which makes you do a little cartoony swear word bubble when you get hit. So thank you for watching the first episode of this series. I will definitely be back with more of it. For now, I am going to go end this video. As I said, we will see sometimes when I will be playing off screen to kind of grind for gold and then jumping back on camera afterwards. That won't start just yet. Maybe after the next video or two that'll have happened. But a big part of that is I don't want to skip too much of the early game where I'm going through and kind of learning a bit more about what the full version has to offer. But thank you guys for stopping by. Any support in the way of likes, comments, subscriptions, of course, is appreciated. If you're interested, this game is $15. It is available on Steam. It was greenlit a while back. So it is available on Steam already for $15. I'm not actually sure if there's an opening week sale. Since I pre-ordered, I had a Steam key, so I did not look at it. But I will put a note on that in the description along with the Steam page link. And thank you guys for watching. Take care.